All right, everybody, welcome back to another episode of the Intoxicated Sports Report. Thank you for listening and watching. I'm Gage Samoji, and the man to my right is Mr. Emerson Holloway Hip.
Happy Thursday.
Happy Thursday to you as well.
Thirsty Thursday.
Thursday, May
11th, yeah.
11th. Kind of a quick turnaround for us.
Yeah.
Ish.
Getting right back after it. It's
might be a nice bullshit episode from us. You never know. You never know. So
we got plenty of playoff action to talk about though.
we do. And we were sipping on these fine Trumer pills.
Mm-hmm.
It's you poured it like an asshole.
I pour it how they say to pour it.
You know,
I know I think we've had this discussion, but
on here, have we?
maybe not.
Yeah,
I don't know.
maybe not.
But there's this thing going around on social media, especially about
And it does make sense.
the proper way to pour a beer and why you do it and blah blah blah.
So with mine, I poured it like a gentleman,
Right down the side.
but my belly's gonna be out like a balloon
Yeah.
apparently. And
Right.
when you pour it like this, there's a lot of head to it,
You're releasing the gases.
so it won't make you as bloated.
Right. That's the theory.
And your boy, John Fogerty, did this.
Yeah, the guy from it's that terrible show.
It's not John Fogerty. John Taft or
John, yeah, something like that. Who cares?
yeah. It's good Pilsner. It's good. In an ice cold glass.
Mm-hmm.
Look at you. Why do you treat me so nice?
You see that mustache I had going on there? I've been on the beer in the glass hype lately. I don't know what it is. I think it just goes down a little nicer.
It goes down quicker sometimes too. If you ask me.
Fair point.
So Emerson, what we got going on today?
Well, aside from drinking these Trumer Pilsners, we're watching the Denver Nuggets and Phoenix Suns in Game 6 right now.
Whoa. This score got out of hand.
Yeah, that was a quick little run by Denver. They're up 12 right now, late in the first quarter. And we'll be keeping tabs on this game as we go along.
No Chris Paul, no DeAndre Ayton for the Suns.
Right.
In a must-win game, I'm not liking their chances personally.
Yeah, and Jokic is just getting after it right now. Taking Bismack Biyombo to work.
Hey, what does Shaq call that?
Barbecue
chicken.
Yes, sir.
Barbecue chicken alert.
But we will be talking about the NHL playoffs as well, Stanley Cup playoffs, and the rest of the NBA playoffs, of course. And by the time we get to the last call, we'll be mentioning the NFL schedule release that happened today.
I got the hat on.
Some good news.
I got the hat on. Today feels like a victory Thursday.
Right?
A little bit.
We got what we wanted, I think.
We got what I wanted. I'm not sure if I got the prices that I wanted, but it's just, that's how it is.
Yeah, we can forget that part.
We'll get to that. We'll get to that. It is all good in NFL land.
But nonetheless, I'll lead us off with some NHL talk. Of course, we talked about the draft lottery last time we were on, and it happened on Monday.
Those goddamn Sharks let us down once again.
I mean, they had no control, but
Yeah.
they didn't. Luckily, they didn't get shafted and like moved down a few spots. They stuck right in the 4 slot where they were projected.
Look at you wearing the shirt, though.
Yeah, dude.
Look at you wearing
I'm
the
ready
shirt.
for the future, baby. I'm, getting excited. Trying to, anyways.
No more Timo Meyer shirts.
No more Timo Meyer. Yeah, sorry, Garrett. You're never gonna live that one down. I don't care if you tape over that thing, or even if you got rid of it, you still owned it.
Tape over and put Posey.
That would be something.
He should try to figure out how he can just remove the name, if it's possible.
Right. Because I mean, even just the 28 on there would be better.
He should just cut out with scissors. So when he wears it, you just see his back in a little rectangle.
And we'll just write a name in there for him. No, he would.
Or he can get a tattoo.
Mm-hmm. You're gonna have to say exactly the same way for the rest of his life.
Yeah. We'll see.
So this is the funniest thing about this whole draft lottery thing. So the Blackhawks won the lottery, right? And one of the biggest prospects, and we've mentioned his name a couple times, one of the biggest prospects coming into the NHL draft in years. I mean, basically since Connor McDavid. Connor Bedard is expected to be drafted number 1. The Blackhawks, within an hour and a half of winning the draft lottery, sold $2.5 million worth of season ticket plans for next year.
People are high on this guy.
Yeah, including more than 500 full season plans for next season.
So this means there's not a chance he doesn't get picked first.
Pretty much. It was actually hilarious. I watched the little program that ESPN did on this, and they actually interviewed Connor Bedard just because it's a foregone conclusion that he's number 1.
And how
It's
old is he?
crazy.
You gotta be 18, 17?
18, yeah.
Wow.
Yep. Born in 2005.
I think we talked about it in our group chat, or at least I mentioned it. That's so much pressure. That's
crazy.
That's so much pressure.
And their team is not good.
Oh,
Obviously, you get the number one pick, you're not going to be a good
they're
team.
gonna stink.
Yeah. But they're excited for good reason, I
I
guess.
would be too. I mean,
Yeah.
if the Sharks had the number one pick, we would be dancing right now.
Yeah. And the number one pick in the NHL is kind of hard to compare to other leagues. I guess it's similar to like the NBA maybe, where like Paolo Banchero got drafted number one and he went right in and played really well individually. Like, the team sucked, but individually he was awesome. So I guess it's kind of similar to that.
Okay.
Yeah. But
You know, the MLB. I mean, I guess besides NHL, the MLB draft has to be.
it's the least.
It just doesn't mean anything.
Well,
It's
yeah.
just.
Because they're not guaranteed to be good players at all. I mean,
And they're going to stay. They're going to stay in the farm system for probably a couple years.
yeah, at least
unless they're
2
really
years
good.
generally. Yeah,
How long was Harper and Trout and?
like those guys came up quick. Like especially Harper played his first major league game at 19 years old, but he got drafted when he was 17. So
The draft just seems irrelevant. Like, you don't hear anybody really talking about, unless their team has the number one pick,
right.
being like, "Oh, did you watch the draft or draft lottery or
Right.
whatever? We got the number one pick."
When it comes to prospects, you talk more about the guys that are already in your system and making noise in the minor leagues. It's not much about.
It's just a longer process for MLB
Very much so.
players to get to the bigs.
Right. Which is probably the biggest reason why Kyler Murray is playing football and not baseball.
Yeah, he's making a lot more money than me
Right.
right now.
I mean, he would have got a nice bonus right at the gate, but then you're living off that $7 or $8 million bonus for probably the next 3 years at least. So yeah, definitely different. Baseball's different in that regard for sure.
Man, Kyler Murray, talking about pressure and just being that guy. He got picked one baseball and football draft.
He was first round in baseball. I wouldn't say
first
he was
round.
like top 10, but he wasn't number one. But yeah,
It's
still
just
crazy.
Like, if you're that good of an athlete that you can just have your pick of the litter. Like, oh, I might want to play either professional baseball or football.
Right.
Like, you can pick.
Yeah.
It's a rare breed.
I mean, it was a risky move by the A's, and obviously it burned him because he did say that he wasn't going to commit to baseball 100%.
Yeah.
Like, he wanted to try and play both, but obviously the Cardinals are going to be like, no, you're playing football if we're drafting you.
And that's why the A's are going to be moving to Vegas.
Yeah. It would have been cool to see, like, if he could have been something in baseball, but we're probably never going to know. As for the playoffs go, earlier today the Hurricanes took down the Devils in Game 5 to win that series. They won 3-2 in overtime today. That was the first competitive game of the series, though. All the first 4 games, all decided by at least 4 goals, which is crazy. But yeah, my Hurricanes are moving on.
There you go. The Devils. I was looking at their logo last night, and I was like, that's kind of cool. It's a like lowercase d. It looks like a lowercase d. I actually looked at it, and I never knew this. I just found this out last night. It's an N and a J.
Yeah, yeah.
But it also kind of looks like a lowercase d.
I guess I'd have to look at it again. Maybe it does. I didn't think about it. I always just read it as NJ, like, and it's got the horns and the tail on it.
I just realized it's an NJ.
Okay, really?
Because I always thought, it was like a D for Devils.
I guess I'll have to look at it again and see. Well, I guess I got it right here. Oh, it kind of does, yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, I can see where you're coming
It's
from.
more NJ, but
Right. I've always just read NJ, but I see where you're coming from. Yeah.
Now I look at it, I see the N loud
Right.
and clear.
Right.
So shout out to the designer of that logo.
Yeah, pretty smooth.
And that's been their logo for years.
Yeah, for
Probably since
since they were founded.
Yeah.
Denver is really pushing this lead out, 44-26 now.
Are you looking forward to your Warriors playing the Nuggets?
They gotta beat the Lakers first. I'm not getting ahead of myself. The other series in the Eastern Conference, Panthers leading the Maple Leafs 3-1. Toronto avoided the sweep last night with a 2-1 victory, and then they will be playing Game 5 tomorrow in Toronto. Stars and Kraken are tied 2-2. Game 5's on right now. I have the score here. It's 3-1 Stars right now, so they're looking to take control in that series.
Charles Barkley's boy, Joe Pavelski.
I can't say when he says that. He said it at least 2 or 3 times now.
I wonder, does he actually like hockey, or is he just making a joke out of it? Does he actually really like Joe Pavelski? Because that's our boy.
I know.
That's our former boy.
I do wonder, like, because you've probably seen that little clip of him saying, "Oh, these NBA games are boring as hell. I've been watching NHL."
Well, I've seen him on TNT they do the promo for the next games, and he's always the one who does it.
Right.
And he seems like he knows what he's talking about, unless he's just reading off a teleprompter.
Yeah, maybe he likes it.
He probably knows more about hockey than I do. That's not saying much.
Also, Knights and Oilers tied 2-2. So Western Conference is not at all up.
Come on, Connor McDavid.
I know,
What are
right?
we doing? Take these Knights out.
He's actually having a pretty good series.
Take these Knights and their Captain Kirk looking ass jerseys out of here. Great call by Garrett, by the way.
Kirk, that was
I
pretty
look,
good.
they look spot on. That was an incredible call
Yeah.
by Garrett.
I don't know why they started going to those gold ones.
It's just like
they're ugly.
It's a Grey Poupon looking.
Totally, yeah, mustard
looking jersey.
Yeah, that's a good call. Yeah, they're bad. They're real bad. Interesting note for Game 5: each team's top defenseman, is going to be suspended for the game.
Ooh.
Alex Pietrangelo. I don't know if you saw this, but Alex Pietrangelo, with about a minute and a half in yesterday's game, did this totally cheap shot slash on Leon Draisaitl. And I mean, it was 100% intentional, trying to hurt him. So I'm glad they suspended it. It was pretty ugly. And then Darnell Nurse for Edmonton got this interesting one that I didn't know this rule, but if you instigate a fight in the final 5 minutes of a game, you automatically are suspended for the next game. I mean, it can be overruled, but they decided to uphold this ruling. And I kind of get it.
So if you're egging it on,
Well, because I think that they found that in the final minutes of games, especially when the game is out of hand, like it's a multi-goal deficit, guys will just pick fights because there's no consequence. You're only going to be in the box for a couple minutes at most. The game's already over.
and he got in trouble for doing that.
For doing that, yes.
But did the other guy bite?
Well, I think they have to determine that it's truly instigated by a specific player, which is like he's going after some guy rather than... I mean, maybe the guy did, but regardless, if he's going after some guy without the other guy nodding his head like, yeah, we're going to go.
I've never heard. Have you really? I mean, obviously, I've never heard of this rule. But you say you see this happen very often?
I didn't. I think it's a newly implemented rule
okay.
in the rule book. I've never heard of it though until today.
Because that kind of takes a lot to go back and look and to actually the person who's going to say that he's instigating, like you really have to know what you're doing.
Well,
you know
it
what
is.
you're talking about.
Yeah, it is a judgment call.
You know what you're seeing,
and it's actually a judgment call that's made on the ice because I think instigating is an automatic 2-minute penalty as well.
Mm-hmm.
So you're giving up a power play if you're deemed to be the instigator.
So what's the difference between instigating? So why is instigating worse than just throwing the gloves and?
Because
fighting?
they're determining that you're going after someone who's not
doing
mutually agreeing to this fight.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay. Then I guess if you look back and you saw that, it'd probably be a little easier to say like this guy's trying to fuck with this guy. This guy wants nothing to do with it.
And if you probably being an official, being on the ice, you're getting a sense of what's going on.
Yeah. Okay.
As well.
Interesting.
So yeah, that should be an interesting Game 5. Yeah, definitely. Let's go Oilers, man. I know they have Evander Kane. We're not fans of him either, but fuck the Knights. It's always fuck the Knights.
The Grey Poupons, as I like to call them. The Maple Leafs. Hold on real quick.
Yeah.
So Garrett was making jokes about the Maple Leafs. And have they ever won a Stanley Cup?
Yeah, it's not since like the 70s, though.
Because he was comparing them to the Sharks and how they kind of always make the playoffs or make the playoffs frequently,
Right.
but never really seal the deal.
Right.
Is
I mean,
that-
well, yeah, because I think we talked about it last week that this was them beating Tampa last series was their first playoff series win since 2004.
Wow.
But they've been to the playoffs plenty of times.
And they're currently losing to the Panthers, who have to be the lowest seed, right?
Correct.
Yes. Okay. So they're kind of choking that down. Sorry, Elise.
I know, right?
Could have picked the Canadians.
I know, right? Well, we're now 50-33, 9 minutes left in the first half. Denver's looking to ice it tonight.
They're gonna do it. Look at Jamal Murray's out there.
Yeah,
I like Jamal Murray.
he's a nice player. He's a little inconsistent, but he can ball. I mean, look at that pretty shot.
That's a nice
right
shot.
on cue.
Right on cue. Thank you, Jamal. Appreciate that. The Nuggets. I mean, I don't want to. They could go to the conference finals.
Yeah, look at that.
It's about time.
Yeah.
I don't know if Jokic has made it this far.
They went in the bubble and lost to the Lakers.
Oh, that's right.
Yep.
So we'll have a nice little.
But this one will probably feel a little bit.
We'll have a nice little conference finals rematch then.
That's what it's pointing towards. You want to get us started with the NBA playoffs?
Yes. So the Celtics beat the Sixers today, 95-86, to even the series 3-3. There's a game on Sunday. There's actually a potential to have 3 Game 7s on Sunday.
I know, and there's going to be for sure no games on Saturday, which I thought was odd.
Well, I think this could have been one of the Game 7s, but it looks like the Nuggets are going to close it out.
Right.
So potential to have 2 Game 7s now on Sunday.
I just thought it was odd that they didn't want to put. Is there something going on Saturday that I'm not aware of? Because it's odd that they didn't want to put the Celtics Sixers Game 7 on Saturday because they could have.
Not that I know of.
Yeah.
So the big question is, who are you taking? Who are you taking?
I think I like the Celtics at home. We've seen the Sixers fail in this spot too many times. Maybe not Game 7s per se, but in this round and not being able to get over the hump to the conference finals.
I'm going to agree with you on the Celtics, even though I know the Sixers can go to Boston and beat them because they just did that 2 games ago.
Yeah, I think it's going to be a dogfight for sure. I'm also, I know they pulled it out today, but I'm losing faith in Jason Tatum even more than I had, before.
I haven't watched much of this series, and I wish I can because these games always go on at like 4:30.
Yeah, they're kind of tough.
I'm getting off work, and I just
kind of settling down after work.
Settling down. It's hard to watch these games.
Yeah.
In totality, but the Celtics, I'm gonna go with them. I like, you don't like Jason Tatum. I think he's kind of soft. I like Jaylen Brown.
Ooh.
Jeez, what was that?
I think he's chasing cats around the yard. I think.
Ooh, she almost shook the house right there.
I know,
Jesus.
that was wild.
So yeah, I'll take the Celtics
Yeah.
from Boston.
Of course, I'm shitting on Jason Tatum. He didn't have a very good game today, but he did have some huge buckets down the stretch.
Hey.
I did catch the end of the game, but
Speaking of Jason Tatum,
he's on the TV.
He's on the TV right now. He's
Yeah,
sponsored by Jordan.
Is he?
Well, he's got a Jordan logo on his chest.
Oh yeah.
Putting that logo to shame right now.
Interesting. It's odd that they have him wear that in a Gatorade commercial, don't you think?
He's probably just doing that because he's sponsored and he probably can do that. I'm sure Michael Jordan was in cahoots with he hit the whole Gatorade. Michael Jordan, I think.
But don't you think that maybe Jordan is paying for part of that commercial?
Probably.
Yeah.
Probably. Or they're saying we'll pay Gatorade a little bit of money.
Yeah.
For my logo to be on a Gatorade commercial.
Right.
Wouldn't shock me at all. So yeah, I'm going with Celtics in 7. I think
I took him in 6.
my predictions, I took the Celtics in 6 over the Sixers.
Yeah, I think that was the one that we agreed on exactly.
I picked the Suns over the Nuggets in 6. Ouch. Warriors over the Lakers in 5. Ouch.
Yeah.
Knicks over the Heat in 7, which is still doable.
I think we were actually opposite teams on all 3 of those series. Celtics were the only one we had agreed on.
Well, you picked the Lakers, and I don't really believe that you believe that.
I mean, they're winning the series right now.
No. I mean, yeah, they're winning the series right now.
So,
but I know when you made the pick, you were just doing this. You picked the Lakers in your predictions. For the same reason why I picked the Warriors in my bold prediction.
No.
Yeah, absolutely.
No,
I know you did.
I watched Nick Wright, and I was drinking his Kool-Aid. Okay. As much as I fucking hate when he's right.
The Knicks tape. They avoided elimination last night. Won 112-103. Game 6 is tomorrow. Who do you like in that one?
I still think the Heat pull it off. It may not be tomorrow, but Jimmy Buckets, he's been doing his thing. This is like the least entertaining series out of all of them to me because I don't find that either of these teams are going to be in the finals.
I don't either.
But who knows? I mean, maybe they get a little momentum from this. They're going back to Miami though, so they're going to have to win on the road in Game 6.
I gotta go. The Knicks are gonna win this game, so it's gonna go 7. Because I picked them at 7. I'm rolling with it. I'm rolling with it. Come on.
One thing too that we should consider is that Tyler Hero has been out for all this time, and Victor Oladipo's done as well. It's amazing that the Heat have gotten to this point. So you wonder if maybe their luck is running out. I don't know.
Were you talking smack about Heat culture a couple months ago too? You were, huh? You kind of.
I just thought that the term was getting a little annoying.
I remember that.
Yeah,
you were talking smack about the Heat culture.
Of course I was.
How do you feel now?
I mean, whatever.
Real quiet over there.
Yeah.
Real quiet over there on that right side. Like we said, Game 6 is on right now. DeAndre Ayton is out. Jamal Murray is playing despite beginning this game being questionable, but he's looking like
I think his tummy hurt.
He's looking all right.
Yep. He's working through it. And
of course, the series that we all are dying to talk about. Warriors beat the Lakers last night, 121-106.
Staying alive.
Shout out to the Bee Gees. Game 6 is tomorrow in LA. Who do you like? You're old. The fact it's in LA and that scares me.
I'm not even gonna make a prediction, but I just
Is it done? Is it over?
no, because I think tomorrow does feel like a toss up, and it's probably a cop out. But the Warriors are gonna have to grind it out tomorrow because, I mean, just watching Game 4 was a tough loss, especially being not in full control. But they had a 12-point lead in the third quarter at one point.
Yeah,
I believe.
We were watching that game at Palisades.
Yeah. And to kind of just let the game slip away in the final minutes, that kind of seems to be a trend that they've had this year.
I was just gonna say in this series that they've had seemed like at least 10-point leads in each game, and they've lost 3 of the games.
Oh yeah.
I know 10-point leads in today's NBA doesn't really mean much because of the 3-point ball, but still it's a double-digit lead
Right.
at a point in the game.
Right. Yeah, I think it has been a trend all year where they have just kind of. I'd really like to know what the record is in games that are, within a handful of points going into the final few minutes of the game.
Yeah.
Because I don't feel like it would have been a very good record. But I mean, I'm just gonna watch and enjoy, and hopefully they pull it out. It is crazy, like their streak could end, like you mentioned about winning road games in playoff series.
Yep.
If they don't pull it off tomorrow.
So what did you think of my bold prediction? Did you think it was bold enough?
I thought it was bullshit. I literally just laughed out loud when I saw it. I'm like, oh man, this guy is hurting.
I truly believe that they're going to win in 7 games.
I don't think
it's
certainly not impossible.
Well, because everybody's saying if they win tomorrow, this series is done. They're not even like the Lakers might as well not even show up Game 7. People are saying.
Ooh, I disagree with that.
Well, I mean, I think in theory it's not a bad thought, but of course they play the game. And we know how LeBron James is in Game 7s against the Warriors.
Yeah, fucking.
I mean, and he is not the same player right now. Something's wrong.
You think so? I think he's taking a completely different role. It's very interesting
different
to watch considering what we've known of LeBron. But yeah, he really hasn't had a game where he's really taken over. And I would wonder that if we got to Game 7, if he would try to do that, and if it would work in the Lakers' favor.
He'd have to do everything. He'd have to throw everything out the window and be like, you know what, I'm playing every minute of this game if I can. Same with Anthony Davis. Anthony Davis
needs to, if the Lakers want to win tomorrow, he just needs to go out there and dominate.
And he's gonna probably play.
Yeah, it sounds like he's good.
And also that injury, can we talk about that a little bit? Really weird.
Yeah, just got popped right
And
now.
listen, I was telling Casey Van Camp today via Instagram that, she was calling him a baby and she's probably, just kind of fucking around a little bit.
Yeah.
But I told her, I was like, listen, I don't really want to know what it's like taking an elbow from Kevon Looney.
Yeah.
Kevon Looney's what, 6'10"?
Yeah, probably.
6'10", probably 250, 270.
Yeah.
So you know where I'm at. Dubs and 7.
Great take. We'll see. I'm excited for. I hope it goes to 7. I really do. But obviously, I want it. The Warriors needed to go to 7. But it would be great to see Steph and LeBron duke it out in another Game 7.
It's gonna be tough for you guys. If you guys win it in 7, go back to back 7-game series. The Nuggets will have a couple days off.
Right.
Well,
presumably
if they win this game. And as a Warrior fan, I want this series to go 7.
Yeah,
I just don't want, because you guys are, if you guys win, you're going this 7-game series here, against the Lakers, and then you got to go to the elevation, which I always think matters. Right. I mean, I know they're professional athletes, yada yada yada. Yeah. They're proven they can win on the road in the playoffs, at least in the Kings series. Yeah. And then you got to go to Denver, which isn't like a Rockets crowd. I mean, they love their Nuggets, but it's not like you're going to like Sac.
It's going to be an NBA playoff crowd, so it's going to be big time.
Yeah.
I think
it's gonna. If you guys win, it's gonna suck not having home field or home court.
Right. Well, what's funny though is I feel like having home court kind of burned them in a way. It's gonna sound weird in this series because the Warriors had the disadvantage when it came to rest. So they had to play that home game, even though it was a home game, still on shorter rest in LA, and they stole home court right away from them. Yeah. So I mean, I guess.
Well, I don't think a lot of people were surprised that the Warriors dropped that first game because coming off the 7-game series, and it wasn't a long road trip.
Yeah, right. Where'd the bottle opener go?
That's a good question. What'd you do with that? I don't have it.
That is trippy.
The fuck? You lost it? Oh, that's right. Wait, what?
What are you doing over there?
Did I take it? Oh, I think I did. I did put it over there. Because I opened it second. My bad. My bad.
Anyways.
Anthony Davis, he needs to be Anthony Davis. You can't have a 12-point stinker tomorrow night, or else the Warriors or the Lakers will lose the game.
Right. I mean, he's had a double-double, I think, in every single one of their wins, and in both the losses, he hasn't. Mm-hmm. So he's pretty much the key for them at this point.
I know this isn't, breaking news, but Steph Curry's on a whole nother level right now. It seems like every shot, his mid-range shot right now is automatic.
Yeah. He hasn't been shooting the three ball that well in this series, other than, I think, game one he had like 5 for 11.
It just, he's in that zone right now where when it comes off his fingers, I'm just thinking, it's going.
It's cash. Yeah.
It's cash. It's just cash.
It's crazy to think that, he won those MVPs, but he's a better player now. He's a better player now. He's got a lot more to his game.
He might be the best basketball player on the planet right now, at least on the offensive side. Because defense, he tries his best. He's not a scrub.
Yeah.
His size doesn't help him. But I think on the offensive side, I think he's better than anybody out right now.
The only thing about Steph that would make me dispute that is that he is a little vulnerable when it comes to traps and double teams, which
have two dudes come towards you with the ball in your hand.
Right, and not being able to do, because we've seen him turn the ball over in those scenarios a lot. The Lakers did a great job of forcing the ball out of his hands in game one.
The Lakers were a good defensive team.
They're a very good defensive team. I think that's been understated throughout the season.
Are you going to give your boy Jordan Poole some flowers for scoring over 10 points last night?
I really thought they should have started him. I know no one would agree with that, but.
What about your boy Draymond? He's playing like his back against the wall. You got to give him that.
He had a nice game. I'd love to see Draymond continue to do that. Someone made a great point today when I was watching Sports Talk that as long as he's just like aggressive, he doesn't have to score a ton, but just be a threat. Don't just stand out there, in the corner or at the top of the key and wait for something to happen. You gotta be somewhat of a threat and make someone defend you.
Well, and I would imagine as a Warriors fan, seeing him play like he did last night, you gotta think, can I just get like 75% of this every night?
Right.
Like I don't even need 100%. 100% would be great.
Right.
And I'm not saying he doesn't give 100% every night because I know he does.
Yeah.
But like, give me 75% of this scoring at least.
Right.
He does everything else great.
I think
scoring he doesn't really do because he's so good at distributing and he has clearly better shooters on the team.
Right.
Guys who can score the ball better.
I really think yesterday's X factor was Wiggins. Honestly.
Yeah.
I think
he scored
he had
20,
25.
Right?
I mean, just his aggressiveness and obviously knocking down the shots too, and attacking the rim. I think Steph really needs that, especially if Clay is not going to be. He hasn't been very efficient in this series at all.
I was checking the stats because your mom was asking me. He scored 10 points last night.
Yeah,
that's not Klay Thompson.
I think he only had. Did he only have like 9 the game before, something like that?
And listen, Game 6 Klay. I don't know. Is that not real? Is that not a thing anymore?
Right. It is funny
because we know how Game 6 Klay started, right?
Oh, yeah.
Down 3-1. Well, it was
initially down 3-1 against OKC.
Down 3-1 against OKC. I'll never forget. I was at Bottle Rock. I saw your cousin Jack. I told you a story before, and I saw the score, and I was like, "Oh, they're gonna lose this series."
Yeah.
And I saw Jack walking by, and I forgot who we were seeing.
He was during Bottle Rock, huh?
But I told him, he walked by, and he's like, "What's up, Gage?" I'm like, "Hey, what's up?" I'm like, "Hey, go Thunder." He's like, "Fuck you." Or I think I said, like, "How about them Warriors?" I said, "Fuck you, Gage." And then I'll never forget the next day on Twitter, he texted or DM'd me, and he's like, "How about those Warriors?" I'm like, "You motherfucker." It was hilarious.
I remember where I was, too. I was actually bartending at Applebee's, doing a rare night shift at Applebee's back then. And I want to say, like, by the second half, the bar was full, but no one was...
Drinking?
No, people were just focused on the TV.
Yeah.
So I eventually was just like, I squatted down in front of the POS system and was just looking at the TV for the whole second half. I was like, yeah, just let me know if you need something.
Yeah, it was Bottle Rock, I remember.
That's right. Yeah, because a lot of those finals were lining up with Bottle Rock. I mean, they still would.
Yeah.
But
I remember, I think it might have been the first year that when the Warriors won against the Cavs. My dad, for some reason had a LeBron James Cavaliers jersey. I remember he wore it one of the days.
Really?
He wore it one of the days to Bottle Rock.
That's funny.
If you wonder where I get my trollness from, it's probably from that guy.
Yeah. Jokic already has 20 points, 5 rebounds, and 7 assists. Or maybe swap the rebounds and assists, but
He's probably not going to play much of the second half.
I think since we haven't gotten there yet, I'm going to officially take the Suns off my...
Okay.
You can still do it too if you want. I think it's fair game.
Yeah, you think so?
Because I'm going to be posting these tomorrow as our final ones on Instagram, and I want them to look as clean and crisp as possible.
That's fair.
Right?
Okay. Good call. So speaking of the rankings,
Contender Rankings,
lead it off.
officially the last one.
Officially the last one.
Officially the last one. We'll be down to 4 teams by the time we get together next time. And depending on when the next series start, we can shoot a text to each other
Yeah, we'll do that.
who and in how many games, so we know what our
I'm hoping I can get one right sometime soon. Jesus Christ, I'm down.
we might have to change our scoring. Maybe it should be 1 point for getting the team right, and then an extra point for getting the amount of games right.
I'd be down with that.
Because
I feel like last year I was pretty good.
yeah, right.
This year I haven't gotten one.
Weren't we like?
We were close.
We both had like 6 right going into the finals. No.
Yeah, and I think I picked the Warriors in 6, and
Yeah.
I ended up winning.
Yeah.
It's weird. I don't know. That just means it's been a good playoff.
That's true.
You
Pretty
never
unpredictable.
know. You never know.
Yeah. So, Contender Rankings. I'm down to 6 teams now with the Suns off. I got Nuggets number 1 still.
Hey, me too.
They're sticking at number 1 for the final rankings of the year. They're looking dominant right now, and I like the makeup of the team. I think this is the year they do it.
Okay.
I got Celtics reluctantly at number 2. I'm not even sure they're going to be in the conference finals, but here we are at number 2 with the Celtics. Lakers up to number 3. Sixers at number 4. I got the Warriors still 5 and Heat's at 6.
All right. So I got the Warriors at 1. I'm doubling down.
You're such a fool.
I'm doubling. How could I not have them at 1?
That's fair. That's fair.
When I had a bold prediction.
Yeah.
Come on. I went out of my way to take a nice shot of tequila. And it wasn't water, I promise. It
didn't look nice either.
It was tequila.
Good for you. Good for you.
Number 2, I have the Nuggets. I gotta respect the Nuggets. 3, I got the Celtics. 4, I got the Lakers. 5, I have the Sixers. And 6 as well, I have the Miami Heat. Sorry,
What
Knicks.
about your Knicks?
Sorry, Knicks.
So that one you're playing both sides as well. You're like, well, I'll keep the Heat on, but taking the Knicks instead.
Well, yeah, the beauty of me picking the Warriors in 7 or to come back from a 3-1 deficit, like I told you, I either look like a prophet or I'm a
Or you're a happy man.
very happy man. So I'll take either or.
You're a prick. But I still love you just the same.
So when I see you next week, when the Warriors are playing the Nuggets in the conference finals, I'm going to say, hey, it was right.
Yeah.
You was right. Me.
You're a funny guy. Love you.
Thank you. Love you too.
Giants are still up 2-0, top 7.
Let's go.
Are we already ready for the last call?
I knew this was going to be a quick episode,
I had a feeling too.
but we wanted to get this one out.
Yeah.
Because tomorrow wasn't going to work because the Warriors are playing. I get it.
How about before last call, let's talk about the NFL schedule release, just real quick.
Yeah. So the Cowboys and
Cowboys and
Niners are playing Week 5, which what did you say last week? You wish it was like in November? Or you said
I think I literally hit the mark. I mean, because Devin had said, well, hopefully it's not my birthday weekend or whatever. And of course, that's exactly when it's going to be.
it's her birthday.
Yeah, it's the day of, right?
The day of,
Yeah,
yeah.
that's hilarious. Yeah, I wanted it sometime in October.
It's really nice it wasn't the Monday night that you thought it was going to be or that you heard it was going to be. Or first week.
Well, that was just this guy making predictions. But
I'm really glad it wasn't. I'm just glad in general it's on the first week of the season.
Right.
Kind of gives us time to really
Absolutely.
figure things out.
Absolutely.
I gotta say, when I woke up this morning, I was fucking juiced.
Yeah.
I was just like, dude, because I was like, we're going. Like, we're going to do it. I called Sunday Night Football from the jump.
Yeah.
I was like, it has to be Sunday Night Football.
It
has
makes
to.
so much sense.
It has to. And then we ended up talking about ticket prices, and we're still going to go, whether it's a bunch of us or not.
Yeah.
Like, I know my dad's still, like, he's going to go.
Did you ever talk to him?
Yeah, we're going to go. We'll talk about it a little more later, but
Yeah.
he's like, regardless of who goes or not, like, we're still going to go.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it's exciting. Then it wasn't exciting, but it's still exciting.
Yeah.
Because worst comes to absolute worst, we don't go and we watch it at someone's house, which would be just as fun.
This would be what we do every time.
And, shout out to Devin because it could be a great day for her going to her first NFL game on her 30th birthday.
That's true. Oh, well, that'll be a hell of a dirty 30.
Hoping we can still do the party bus. We'll see. Might not.
That'd be fun.
That'd be cool. That to me is, besides, I always look at who the Cowboys play on Thanksgiving, and they're playing the Commanders this year.
Okay.
Which,
pretty classic matchup.
Yeah. And they're also playing, hey, shocker, Sunday Night Football against the Giants the first week of the season.
There you go.
They kind of taken a couple weeks off or a couple years off from doing that because it seemed like every year for a while it was just Eli versus Tony first week of the season.
Right. Eli.
Sunday Night Football. And so, it's kind of throwing it back a little
The
bit.
Giants sucked for a while, though. So I think that's why they had to cut that off.
Cowboys' schedule's tough. I'm not going to lie to you. There's a lot of teams that made the playoffs last year.
Mm-hmm.
A little confused because the Cowboys weren't a division winner, and I know division winners usually have tougher schedules. But, Cowboys got to do what they got to do.
Well, if you look at because they showed like the winning percentage of teams, that they're scheduled to play this year, I think a lot of that has to do with the fact that the Cowboys division was really good last year. Yeah. I mean, the Eagles were, what 14 games?
Yeah.
They won, and Giants made the playoffs, and the Commanders, I think, won 8, right? Yeah. So.
Yeah, they were right there when it came to making the playoffs, like right towards the end of the season.
Right.
So that's exciting.
No doubt.
I had to go to work at 7 o'clock this morning. It's different. I usually go at 8. Went at 7 today. I didn't even care.
Yeah.
I woke up and I was like, dude. I think I texted you like 6 in the morning. I texted you at 6 in the morning.
Was that when it was?
Something like that, yeah. Because I got up at 6, so sometime in the 6 o'clock in the morning hour. And yeah, it's just exciting. No matter where we sit, no matter what happens, it's gonna be fun.
Yeah, no doubt. No doubt. Also, interesting call that they're having the Lions play the Chiefs for the opening game.
Not super sexy, of course. They're gonna have the Chiefs play on the first game of the season because they got to show the banner.
Right.
It's just every Super Bowl winner always plays the first game of the season.
Right. I mean, maybe the Lions have a surprise season, which I think a lot of people are picking them to do better, especially that division being a little weaker than normal.
Remember that Jared Goff, Patrick Mahomes game?
That's when I saw Lions, I was like, that's exactly what I thought. It was like that. Maybe that's what they're going for. I don't know.
That game was incredible.
That game was wild. What was it, like 56-40 something? Yeah.
And we got robbed of that Super Bowl because fucking Tom Brady.
Yeah, I know. That Super Bowl was ass, too.
It was ass. It was ass. It was just, if you're a Patriots fan, it was great.
Yeah.
I bet you even Patriots fans would say, yeah, that game was probably a little boring.
Yeah. Also, they're flexing Monday night games now, I think, in the second half of the year.
Okay.
And did you see that we're going to have Super Bowl rematch on a Monday night game as well?
Yes.
Like week 11 or something like that?
I love Monday Night Football putting their foot down and saying, we're having some good games.
Yeah. Get us in the mix too, baby.
Sunday Night Football is king right now, but Monday Night Football is trying to say, hey, we got Joe, we got Troy, we need some good games.
It should be, because if you think about it, they have the only game of the day. I know Sunday night is a standalone in that it's the only game on at the time, but you have football all day on Sundays. Like, Monday should get some love too.
It's hard though, because I know there's people out there, and I wonder if this has anything to do with it, that Sunday Night Football has better ratings. I mean, they have the better games, there's no doubt about that, but to watch Monday Night Football, you have to have ESPN as a package. Because even the basic TV package, you could still watch Sunday Night Football.
Well, yeah. I think that point would be more well taken, like 20 years ago. But nowadays, pretty much everyone has ESPN.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah. If you gave a shit about football, you'd have ESPN.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, I saw the Bills are playing the Jets.
First Monday night game, right?
First Monday night game. Rodgers versus Allen. Yeah. Almost said Mahomes.
Aaron Rodgers' first game in green.
Yeah. Also, the Cowboys are playing the Buffalo Bills, which for me is fun. I think it's like week 15 though, so it's far down the line.
Yeah. I think Niners and Eagles have a late season matchup as well.
Yeah, you're right.
That should be good. Can't wait. Should be a fun season as always.
How about them? Let's go. Cannot wait. Football's, it's still a couple months away.
Yeah, we got some time.
4 months? September?
Let's see. Yeah. Pretty much 4 months from yesterday would be opening day.
Yeah, 'cause it seemed just like yesterday that we were watching the Super Bowl at a bar in Paris.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's kind of a flex. Don't worry about it. It's kind of a flex.
That was pretty fun, actually.
It's something that I mean, hopefully we have that opportunity again to do something like that and watch the Super Bowl somewhere. But
Yeah.
I mean, how many times? Who do you know that can say they've seen the Super Bowl or watched the Super Bowl in Paris?
Yeah, not many.
Drinking beers at fucking
4 in the morning.
4 in the morning. Oh, yeah.
Dude, so yeah, I'm trying to remember. What time did the game start? It was like 2 in the morning?
Well, if it started 3,
1:30?
if it started 3 here,
Then it was 12:30, that's right.
12:30.
Yeah.
And we literally walked back home at like
4.
4.
Yeah.
And I was still buzzing too.
Oh, yeah.
If there was bars open, if it wasn't a Sunday, we probably would have went somewhere else.
Yeah. That place that we went to on like Thursday, Friday, Saturday, because it was obviously a Sunday.
Mm-hmm.
I think that bar stayed open till 6 in the morning.
Yeah.
It's fucking crazy. And then like the rest of the week is only 2 in the morning.
That place we went to though, I thought it was
It was a good little spot.
It was tough to get a seat at first. So
Yeah.
luckily at halftime, people started.
It was funny how people
Hard.
dipped at halftime. Yeah.
Like we literally stood the whole time watching the game.
Yeah.
Luckily, we had this, right. Like it was like
Yeah.
a TV right in front of us.
And then those kids cleared out and we just pounced.
Oh, dude. With the table behind us that had literally 50 glasses.
Oh, I
it,
know.
it seemed.
I felt bad for those people in the booth because people kept trying to sit in front of them. I'm like, are you fucking kidding me? Like I'm gonna let you sit right in front of me.
No.
Yeah. Well, I got here early to get this booth.
All those girls that were sitting at the place that we ended up sitting at just wanted to see Rihanna. 'Cause literally after the halftime
Right.
show, they were done singing their hearts out. They
100%.
left.
100%.
They left.
All right, Nuggets got a 30-point lead at half. I feel much better, even
Wow.
that I took the Suns off my list. Now, not that I didn't feel good about it then, but
Chris Paul, he's never gonna get one.
I know he's toast.
He's done.
He's gonna be another one of those guys.
He's gonna be.
Man, they were so ready to win that championship and then just fell apart.
They were up
Lost 4 straight games.
They were up 2-0 and lost 4 straight. That is cold.
Tough scene in
cold.
Phoenix.
I couldn't. That sucks. At least when the Kings beat the Warriors in the first round, it went to 7, not 6.
Yeah, right.
It was like the Kings won 2 and the Warriors won 4. Like
Right.
at least it went to 7.
They made him work for it.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, I think it is time for
Last call.
So
you got something you want to talk about?
Yes.
I got nothing.
the new Joey Bart. No, not really.
Yeah, Joey Bart's a lot better.
Yeah, right. So, he got another base hit. Look at this fucking kid. So this fucking kid is Casey Schmidt.
Schmidt happens.
Schmidt happens. Made his Giants debut at shortstop on Tuesday. In his second at bat, cranked a home run to left center
You
field.
can't make this up.
Unbelievable.
Is that his first major league hit?
First major league hit, second AB, and then had another base hit later in the game. Yesterday went 2 for 4 with a double, and then again today homered in his first at bat, and is now 3 for 3.
When can I
on the
start
day.
voting for the All-Star game?
I think it doesn't start till June.
I'm Casey Schmidt.
Casey Schmidt.
Every time I hear Casey Schmidt, I think of Casey McGee, and I know that's
Oh yeah, that was bad memories right there. I just think of Jason Schmidt
that is
throwing it back to a good Giant.
that is a blemish on the Giants right there.
Yeah. I think they gave up someone good to get him too. Someone they didn't know was good, but ended up being good.
Oh, really? Of course they did.
I think it was Luis Castillo, the pitcher for the Mariners, is an all-star. Ugh.
Ouch.
Yowza. But yeah, anyways, finally he's, a good young player coming up through the system.
This is the Giants' real first farm guy in the far hand.
Pretty much, because Joey Bart is not his draft pick. He was the last first-round draft pick of the previous regime. Casey Smith was a 2020 second-rounder out of San Diego State.
Go
from
Aztecs.
Chula Vista. So, he fills out a uniform pretty well. He doesn't look like a shortstop, to be honest. He's kind of a bigger guy. But he projects probably as a third baseman. Everyone says his defense is really good. I saw him flash his cannon over an arm earlier today. So,
What do we think of number 6?
we talk. It's not our favorite number.
No.
But yeah, it's fine.
It
I'll
works.
live with
It works.
It's better than 62.
Exactly.
I know they played this
took the
different
words,
positions.
Took the words right on my mouth.
Yeah.
It's better than 62.
Yeah. So I'll live with it. 6 is fine.
Yeah, 6 is fine.
Danny will think that it's uncalled for since JT.
Oh,
Snow.
Danny will think it should be retired.
Yeah, right.
JT Snow.
JT Snow.
JT Snow, baby. So next time I see Danny, I'll be like, it's a nice Casey Schmidt jersey you got there. It's a nice Casey Schmidt jersey.
Yeah, he doesn't wear that thing anymore.
We'll wait till you get to Jeff Campbell.
Oh, yeah.
We'll never see the JT Snow one again.
I'm surprised he hasn't texted me about it, unless it hasn't come yet.
Oh, because when it comes, he's going to post on Instagram.
Oh.
At least on his...
He's definitely sending it to us.
Yeah. I mean, in his defense, yes, we're kind of giving him shit.
It's a clean jersey.
It's a clean
It's
jersey.
a nice one. It's kind of the late 90s look.
No, late 80s.
90s.
90s?
Yeah. Jeff Kent didn't come to the Giants till like 97.
But how long did they wear that font then? I think...
It is kind of, I guess it's that would have been the font through like the 80s as well.
Okay.
Yeah.
Going back to Casey Schmidt real quick, excuse me. Your first major league hit is a home run. If I'm him, I'm thinking to myself, I was born to play this game.
Right.
Like, how lucky can I be to not only make it this far, which a lot of people don't make it, but my first hit in the bigs is a home run?
Well, think about Brandon Crawford's first major league hit was a grand slam.
Milwaukee.
And pretty much won them the game.
Brewers.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's right.
I remember that. Well, I don't remember watching it. I've seen the clip.
I remember watching it.
Just some people have it made. You know, it's great. It's a great story. You saw the video of his whole family was like.
Oh, yeah, they were
there was
loving
like
it.
60 of them in the
They were
stands.
loving
Well, I think the dad was holding a baby. The baby was just like shaking up and down. I was like, dude, chill. You got an infant in your hands right now.
Right.
Okay? What are you
I
doing?
love Kai. He's like, Dad, hold on to that kid. Another classic moment from his first at bat was, so he steps up and he swings at the first pitch and like fouls it off. And without hesitation, Dwayne Kuiper goes, swing and a drive, sarcastically. Me and my dad just started cracking up. We're like,
funny.
oh my God.
That's funny.
That's too good.
So congrats to him for having a great start in his career and keep it
Yeah,
coming. Keep
absolutely.
it coming, please.
I mean, is he going to just be a surprise all-star this year, you think?
I told you I'm voting for him.
Yeah. Oh, and of course, I didn't even mention that we saw Rowdy, of course, last week.
You did.
Yeah. He asked Alex, who are these white people with you?
Did he?
I don't know if he actually said that, but I think Ashley thought he mouthed it. or read his lips.
Alex is kind of white.
Oh, she's definitely white.
Yeah, she's definitely a little white. Who are these white
I
people?
think he's just being funny.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was cool to see him.
He's a large human, right?
Oh, he's a mess. He's a mess. Yeah.
He's a mess.
He had a tough series against the Giants, too. I don't even... Did he get a hit? He may not have gotten a hit in the whole series.
You would know better than I would. That's cool, though. So you were like, how far away would you say you were from him? Like
Like
20 feet?
maybe the door, maybe a little further than the door.
Oh, so like
Yeah.
10 feet?
Yeah, we're right there.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Did you plug the podcast?
I did not have the confidence to talk to him.
That's what you gotta tell Alex. Hey, help some white boys out here.
Coulda, woulda, shoulda.
No, okay, I probably wouldn't have done it.
Yeah. I didn't want to be that guy.
No.
I knew he was already like overwhelmed because there was a bunch of other family that was at the game as well.
I imagine it's like that every time he comes either here or to Oakland.
Right. Probably more Giants because who wants to go to Oakland?
You know what?
Just kidding.
You know what? You already said that it would take some beer, some glizzies, and a full tank of gas to go to the Coliseum.
You gotta give me that.
Yeah. Like, you gotta pay me
Yeah.
to go to the Coliseum. I would go to the Coliseum because I've been once and it was years ago.
Yeah.
And I know it's a hole, but they have to have like $5 tickets. And I
I
know,
know why,
and I know you gotta drive there. I know this and that, but
Well, there was a whole thing last year about how there was like an outrage because they raised the prices of tickets in season ticket packages. Like, you're gonna trade everyone away and then just raise prices?
Yeah.
Like,
you're raising prices for me to watch a team that plays in a porta potty.
yeah, exactly.
Who are you doing?
Yeah, and the team is basically a porta potty.
What else happens at the Coliseum? I don't even know if they do live shows there anymore. Because why would they? They can go next door.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, I'm always a fan of an outdoor venue, but you know,
venues are great.
Oakland Arena is what it's now called. It's got to be nicer
Yeah.
than the Coliseum.
I did see the police at the Coliseum.
That's
It's
really
sick.
cool.
Yeah.
That is really cool.
After their prime, but they were still really good. So.
At least it wasn't Sting solo.
Yeah, I know. Well, it might as well have been Sting.
Good- yeah.
It's just singing police songs.
Well, don't do Stuart Copeland dirty like that. Okay, do not do him dirty like that.
He stung it.
Do you know any Sting songs? Any Sting songs?
I know he did his own version of Every Breath You Take.
It doesn't count.
I couldn't name one, but I mean, my mom loves Sting, so I've definitely listened to
She
Sting.
loves Sting solo.
Yeah.
Oh
I hope she watches this episode.
Honestly, I really can't talk that much because I've never listened to Sting solo. Why would I?
It's not good.
Could it be good? Does he have a couple songs? Yeah, he's good at what he does. I'm sure he.
It's just really soft.
It sounds surprising.
Yeah, very, very soft.
I rather listen to the white boy reggae that the Police make. You know what I mean?
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
I'd love to see the Police.
They're pretty cool.
Even now, they're old.
Yeah.
They put on a great show still. No doubt in my mind.
You got anything for last call?
I don't. There wasn't a lot on my platter this week, but we made it work on a short week. Appreciate that.
Yeah, it was fun.
Yeah, it was good. I like that. Look at me. I didn't even finish 2 beers. Who am I these days? We haven't taken a shot on this podcast in a long time. Who are we?
Next week, we'll make a point.
We also need to work on the trivia night, which we're doing in July at RD Winery. Don't forget. We will remind you, maybe not constantly, but probably every week. Maybe the sooner it gets to it, the sooner we'll...
Right.
Or, the
got
more we'll remind you.
2.5 months away. Wow.
Yeah, we're good.
I got a few questions ready.
I don't.
Gonna start pumping out some more.
I'm glad you have.
Yeah. It's hard to write a trivia question, actually.
Because you gotta get people some gimmies, and then you gotta get the hard ones to weed out the rest.
Right.
Do that kind of thing.
I think mine are the ones I have so far are like pretty legit. So we'll see how it goes.
Yeah.
It's just hard to think of what would be trivia, Like what do I really want to put out there?
It's just more like the way I think of it is if we're just telling people, can you guess this athlete based off their stats or based off what they've done in sports?
I think we'll probably try to make it more interesting than just that. But
Can you name the guy who played for the Bulls who went 6 for 6 and won 6 rounds MVPs?
Yeah, Tom Brady.
Yeah.
All right, everybody. Thanks for tuning in. We will see you.
We really stretched this one out.
Yeah, because that was going to be a 20-minute episode.
We hope you enjoyed it, though. Thank you for listening.
Yes.
Thank you for watching once again. We will see you next week. Peace.